Hello, I'm Horceror. I want to find out what makes every single killer tick. There's one big glaring issue with that though. I play the Nemesis, essentially only the Nemesis. I physically cannot get thousands of hours of experience on every single character. So, I'm going to be interviewing people that do have those thousands of hours. One for every single killer. Welcome to Stars of the Fog. Alright, hello and welcome back to another episode of Stars of the Fog. Today's killer is Springtrap, the animatronic. Hailing from Five Nights at Freddy's, a massively popular horror franchise, there was only really one option for who to talk to for Springtrap. My guest here today is Alran, a Springtrap player, former Wesker player, and now he's here today to tell me all about the hatchets, the orbitals, and everything there is to know about the animatronic.
They're actually axes. My god.
Okay, buddy. So, why don't you introduce yourself and let people know, like, who you are, what you're known for, and just, like, really, why do you main Springtrap?
Hello, I'm Alran. I play Springtrap. I used to play Wesker. I still play Wesker, just, like, no longer a one-trick. And, I play him because he's fun, and you get to do cool lineups, and I like jump-scaring people. That's quite funny.
And what's, like, your favorite part, specifically, of Springtrap? Like, was there an initial appeal to the character, or how did you really, like, start getting into playing the animatronic?
The axe. I like throwing axes at people. Specifically, like, the trajectory of the axe. It's just fun. It's not like Hunches where it's just a straight line. I gotta, like, arc over things. I have a bit of a anti-loop in that way, which is interesting.
And you specifically wanted to go for stuff like trick shots and things that are interesting, like...
Oh yeah, they're super fun.
People that don't know you, of course, they might not know that you're, like, a guy that enjoys finding new things to do about characters, like with Wesker, hug tag clips, like, you know, just stuff that's not necessarily intended. Like, I'm sure the devs didn't look at it and go, hey, let's put in orbitals, why not? But you can, so you do, yes.
Well, it was intentional. They let him look up. He's the only killer that could look up until his release. And then they let Unknown do it. So it is an intentional thing. I don't know how much they expect it to be part of his kit, but...
I still haven't seen an Unknown orbital, though.
I've hit some.
Okay.
I could send a clip. You could put it in the background right now.
Boom. We could be looking at the Unknown clip right now, or you are hitting an orbital.
Yeah.
You, Alran.
Holy moly.
Wow, that's so crazy. How did that get there? So, you started playing Wesker, right? But starting in, like, the very beginning of Dead by Daylight, for you, at least, when did you really get into Dead by Daylight? What got you into Dead by Daylight? And, like, who did you play first? And what was your journey like getting all the way up to the animatronic? Because I only know about Wesker and then Springtrap, but where'd you start and how did we get here?
I started watching DBD's stuff way back in the beta. I didn't play the game back then, but I did watch, like, John Wolf made a video on it when it first released, and I watched that, and I watched DBD YouTubers for, like, years. But I only started playing in 2019. My brothers got me into the game, and I was basically just a survivor main. I didn't really play killer until a little while later. I started playing Huntress, and she was very fun. That's probably not surprising to hear a Springtrap main played a lot of Huntress when they first started.
No, that's crazy. What do you mean?
But I mean, everybody, when they start out in DBD, they either main Huntress, they main Wraith, or they main Myers or Bubba, I feel. Like, those are the four. Like, if you're a killer main, those are the four you start with. Mm-hmm. And then maybe it's different because Myers is different now. Maybe it'll change, but I was a Huntress player. I really liked her.
Okay.
And back then, I mean, she has orbitals, but nobody knew about them back then. Nobody did anything like that. So eventually she got a bit boring. And my brother was a Billy main. So I started playing Billy because of him. He showed me like Sky Billy and a bunch of other cool stuff like curves. I mean, I was a baby. I didn't know any of that stuff existed. So I played Billy for a very, very long time. He was super, super fun. Like, especially Sky Billy. I miss that so much. I love doing unintended goofy stuff, if you can't tell.
Unintended goofy stuff. That's crazy. It's like how you're known for Wesker for some reason.
Yeah, after Billy came Wesker, and he was like on the PTB. Holy shit! I spent like 100 hours on that PTB. It was so fun. I loved Wesker. I still love Wesker, but I also kind of hate him sometimes. He gets a bit frustrating. But I played Wesker for a long time. I found like Hug Tech, a bunch of other Wesker techs. Everybody knows about that, I feel.
And when you say you found Hug Tech, were you like the original Hug Tech discoverer?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was like he released in October, I believe, and then 3 months later, late January, early February, I found HugTech and I made a video on it. And from there, that's kind of where I got known. Because before that, I was just a Billy player. I was just like a random with a heel Billy player. And so I just played Wesker for years and years until Springtrap came out. And he's very fun. And the same way Wesker was like on his release, he's just, every time I play the game, every time I load into a match, there's something new that I can do, which I find really fun. Like there's always a new lineup to figure out out, there's always a new random tile I can hit an arc or an orbital over. There's always something cool. Just like how with Wesker, there's always like a new hug tech spot, a new like wall slide spot. It's just, they're killers that you can play forever, which I really like.
Yeah, and like recently, at least when we're recording this on the 2nd of November 2025, you've been posting a lot of clips of like, I forget the name of the add-on, but the one that lets you throw your axe through doors.
Access panel?
The access panel, yeah. You've been posting a lot of access panel clips, and like I, being a non-Springtrap player, I look at that add-on, I'm like, this is useless. And then I go on Twitter, I see a post from @Alran, and it's like the most obscene shit that I've ever seen in my life. Like,
that's very fun.
Those hits are fucking wild, and legitimately I played against you. I mean, you know this, you're doing like a video on it, and like legitimately this guy is terrifying to play against because he goes for shit that I don't even expect someone to attempt, let alone hit me with. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, genuinely, because like you don't see that a lot, because average Springtrap is just like, I'm going to go through the door and I'm going to sneak up on you, I'm going to M1 you, and then I'm going to hold this axe for 20 seconds until I get a line up. And it's like, wow, okay.
Or they just throw it on the floor for Foxy's hook.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me get 7% haste for free. That's a fun add-on.
Yeah. And what are your favorite add-ons to actually run on the character? Because we've talked about a couple of them. We talked about Access Panel. We've talked about Foxy's Hook very briefly. But do you think like all of his add-ons are, you know, balanced, overtuned, undertuned? Do you think they're well designed? And just like what do you really enjoy running?
I mean, I love Access Panel. I've always loved Access Panel. Mostly when I started playing him, it was just for the info. Because if you hold up the axe, it gives you Killer Instinct on anybody who's near a door. And that's just like, people really underestimate how useful that is. You're pulling up your axe all the time, and the doors are spread across the map. Half the time, I load into a match, pull up an axe, and instantly get Killer Instinct. It's just free Lethal Pursuer. And the doors are also, you know, infamously directly on top of gens, which a lot of people hate, but it means the access panel is really good for generator info.
Information, yes.
Yes, very good information. It's goated. Plus, I mean, it's just fun trying to go for access panel hits, even if they're not like super realistic. I think a lot of his add-ons are very, very interesting at the very least. I think that's one thing he has over Wesker, at least for me. Like, I got bored of Wesker's add-ons very quick because he's just got nothing, really. Most of his add-ons are just stat changes, or like there's some fun stuff like Dark Sunglasses, but most of his add-ons are like Infection, or like your dash is slightly different, whatever. Springtrap's got some weird add-ons. He's got like Office Phone. Office Phone is such a useless garbage add-on, but it is very funny. I don't know if you know what Office Phone does.
No, but you can tell us.
Okay, Office Phone, if you throw an axe at somebody, Office Phone applies Oblivious and Broken to any injured persons within 20 meters of the axe. But like,
so if they sandbag their teammate, you can just show up at their house.
So the one survivor has the axe, and then any survivors within 24 meters of that have Oblivious, but they also see the aura of the axe on that survivor. And if they're injured, they get broken. And it's such a strange add-on because I don't know what on earth you're supposed to do with it. Like, it's very interesting to me trying to come up with a build for it because it's just a weird effect. And I don't think it's necessarily useless, but it's very strange, which I like more than, you know, something that's just boring.
Pro X 0.1 second quicker.
Yeah, charge add-ons are not very fun. And there's also like, so many killers have status effect add-ons. It's just like, oh, this one applies hemorrhage, this one is mangled. Well, I don't care. That's not very fun.
But Springtrap has some weird stuff, so...
Oh yeah, I mean, he's got Loot Bag. Loot Bag's fucking goated.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you know that one. That's the Blood Warden one.
We gotta assume everyone here doesn't know, you know, just in case.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. All right. Well, Loot Bag just blocks the exit gate for anybody with the axe and anybody within 12 meters of a person who is, you know, hit by the axe. So it's a mini Blood Warden.
Mini Blood Warden, you just have to actually hit it.
Yeah, if you hit the axe, mini Blood Warden, you can combine it with actual Blood Warden, and it's fucked up and evil. It's very evil. Okay, like Access Panel, I know, I'm happy about that, but like that's not an add-on that it would exist on any other killer. Like being able to throw my axe through the security doors, that's very fun.
You can literally cross-map people like that.
Yeah. Sorry, I mean, I don't know, every one of his add-ons is very cool, like Fazcoin. The Tear Radius add-on that I terrorized you with. It puts your tear radius on the axe.
Alran jumped me with this add-on, I can confirm.
It's very, very funny. Especially when combined with Access Panel, of course, because you can just essentially toss your tear radius across the map. That's super fun.
Absolutely.
He does have like a lot of, yeah, I was just going to say, like, he does have a lot of boring stat add-ons like party streamers, security guards badge, like greasy paper plate. He does have some boring minor stat changes and some status effects, but a lot of them are really fun, or at least interesting, like Freddy's hat, access panel, Fazcoin. Even if they're not super good, like Freddy's hat and Office Phone are pretty terrible, but they are pretty fun and interesting to make builds with and try to make work, especially Freddy's hat. I know a lot of people love Freddy's hat. It's basically the walkie equivalent, the add-on for Wesker for Springtrap. It makes your axe heavier, so you like cut your range in half, but it drops way harder, way faster, so orbitals are more realistic. But even that, I don't think is a good add-on. It's very fun. He's got great add-on design.
I would still say that's good design because, you know, having fun in the video game is a good thing to do, I would say.
Yeah, it's a lot better than, I mean, I kind of like the Nemesis. I mean,
what the hell, man? What the hell?
I mean, like, I don't know who would play that guy, but his add-on design is buns. I mean, all of them are for the zombies. Imagine if all of Springtrap's add-ons were for the doors. That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. Nemesis add-on pass by 2K30, trust.
Surely, eventually.
Surely, pray, please.
Dude, Nemi could have such fun add-ons too if they were more creative.
I know. I mean, I've been reached out to by a consultant to talk about the Nemesis, so sooner than you think, maybe. I don't know. Possible.
I don't know.
But speaking of having fun with your character, what do you think is the absolute most fun part of playing Springtrap?
I just love arcing shots and like lineups and orbitals. It doesn't even have to, I mean, it doesn't even have to be an orbital. Just hitting an axe over an object that the survivor is not expecting, that's just fun. That's very fun.
It's also very scary if you don't know it's coming.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that I speak from experience with that. Oh my god.
It's fun in like the same way that Blight or Wesker is fun, right? Because if you're really good at those characters, or even Kaneki really, you're using the environment to your advantage to try to like set up a hit, right? You're bouncing off of this, you're going to that. You're playing with angles a lot. He's like a vertical version of that in a way.
I think that's a very unique viewpoint. I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
I mean, that's why I like Wesker, because rebounds and stuff is just really fun. I mean, redirecting something is really fun. I like the Houndmaster too, and Unknown. Like, just, it's so fun doing mind games with that kind of thing. Like, if I dash this way, I can dash this way or this way. You gotta guess. Or if I'm holding the axe right here, I'm throwing it. Am I throwing it over this, or am I trying to throw it around this? You gotta guess. You gotta guess. That's what I find fun.
Play my 50-50.
Yes. Play my 50-50. But it's not a 50-50. It's not a 50-50. It's like pretty much infinite possibilities.
Play my 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%.
Yeah, we both are playing the lottery today, and one of us is going to win.
And with winning, Springtrap has been usually said to be like kind of more of a, I wouldn't say he's like a really strong killer, but as you said, like he's a fun killer.
Fun one.
But when it comes to like actually trying to win as Springtrap, like how strong do you really think that he is? And like, I'm not just asking for like, hey, you know, here's where I'm putting him on the tier list and then we move on. But if you want to elaborate a little bit more on like what you think he's really good at, what you think he's really bad at, and just like all of your personal experience on the character, like, how good would you think he is and why?
Well, he's not amazing. Everybody knows that. He's not terrible, though. He's certainly good. I think his strengths lie mostly with... The doors are very strong, first of all. You can, like, 3-gen across the map. He's one of those killers like Singularity, although, you know, significantly weaker, like a 1,000 times weaker version of it, where you can sort of 3-gen no matter which 3-gens they are, just because of his doors. So that's, like, a pretty strong aspect of it. But the issue with that is, of course, survivors can also use the doors, and it's kind of better for them than it is for him, and I don't think a lot of people realize that.
And like, while it is obviously risky if you run into him in the door, but
yeah, but if you know he's not in the door, if you just see on the UI he's in chase right now, you can use the door for free, and you can just leave survivors on hook until last second with 70-second hook stages, and then teleport across the map to unhook them. It's so good. It's so useful. Like, giving survivors insane map rotation is crazy, and also every door is obviously on top of a generator, so even on indoor maps like Larry's, where survivors sometimes have difficulty finding a gen.
Not me though, Deja Vu gang on top.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even need to use the door. They can just like look through the cameras and see every gen. Like, they can just scout for information using a door if they want.
And you can scout Springtrap and see him through the wall too, exactly.
Yep, yeah, they can reveal your aura. which a lot of people just don't do. I feel like a lot of people don't exactly know the counterplay to Springtrap, but he's one of those killers that will get way worse over time. Just way worse once people realize how strong that is.
And would you say that that's like the major counterplay option for playing against Springtrap if you are on Survivor, that like the community doesn't really use too much? Or because I know Springtrap can hear it when he's being like scanned and seen because it makes a noise, it goes like, but like, do you think that if there was anything people don't understand about the character, it would more so be the doors? Or what is like a common misconception about Springtrap?
Yeah. Well, for one, it's probably the doors. That is a big thing. Like, even you say he does know if you're revealing him, and he can technically stop you if he throws his axe at the door. But the problem with that is that he has to waste his axe, which is his chase power, on stopping you from seeing him, which usually he'll be in a chase as you're doing that. So it's not a great option for him to take, really. But another thing people don't really know is that they just shouldn't remove the axe. It's like twins. You should not remove Victor. You should just keep it as long as possible. Really, I have survivors in my games all the time. They remove the axe after I hit them, and I've left and I've chased somebody else. So they just give me the axe back for free rather than forcing me to recall it. Recalling it has a 10-second cooldown, but if they remove the axe, it only takes 8 seconds. So it gives it back to me 2 seconds faster, and also I don't have to go through the 1.5-second recall animation, which gives the survivor that I'm chasing more time to react. Like, there's so many times where I'm chasing like a Sable, and she'll take the axe out and then drop a pallet, and I can just immediately hit her because she gave me the axe. I don't have to recall it, which gives her a little bit of time to like make it around a corner, you know?
Yeah, I know. You're just like, oh, thank you.
Thank you for giving me my power back. I mean, it's just the same as twins. You got to keep that shit, man. If they're not recalling it, that is good, because that is his chase power. You would much rather be, you know, an alternative huntress than a M1. Yeah. It also doesn't stop you from doing gens and stuff, but you can just keep it. Like, you can keep it the whole game if he doesn't recall it.
I didn't actually know you could do gens with the axe in your back.
Yeah, no, it only gives you broken and oblivious. It does not give you incapacitated. You can just do gens. I mean, I've had it happen. Survivors will like take the axe and then they'll just do a gen, and that's extremely frustrating because like the gen will be 99 and I can't interrupt it in any way. It's so annoying.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
And is that like the most frustrating part of playing Springtrap, is when you run into survivors that do know that, like the counterplay? Or is there like something specific that really goes into the whole like, okay, I do love this character, but there's like this one thing that really sucks? Like, what do you dislike about Springtrap?
He is like one of the biggest victims to pre-running. If a survivor has distance, you do not catch up. You never catch up. It takes ages, and he is so susceptible to it, especially because if the survivors know how the doors work and they know that you're coming through one, they can hold W, and you take so long to get there and then so long to catch up, you might as well just give up immediately. Like, good teams can very much bully a Springtrap, especially, I mean, another thing I didn't mention about the doors are basically lockers on crack, right? People underestimate how good lockers are in general terms. Counterplay to every killer, really. Like, it completely counters slugging. And if you have DS, you can of course force DS.
If you're getting tunneled, just go in the door in front of him.
Yeah, if you're getting tunneled, just go in a door in front of him. Absolutely, you'll live. Trust me. No. But like, if he's slugging, which I mean, he can't slug really because his cooldowns are too long. But if he is slugging, you can just go through a door, and he either has to let you go through the door, end up halfway across the map, or pick you up and let the other guy get picked up. Like, it completely shuts down slugging. And then if you have DS, for example, it's the same thing. Like, you can make it a lose-lose situation for him. He either goes in the door, eats your DS, or he lets you get across the entire map for free. Like, you can aggressively use that just in his face, and he can't do anything about it. And there's also is like an insane thing to do, but it does actually counter tunneling. If you have another teammate, you as a survivor, if you're getting tunneled, you can go through the door and have a teammate body block the door, which means he can't follow after you until he hits them. So he can't get the office grab, and you get all the way across the map, you know, potentially to an area with a lot of pallets. The doors are really good. They're really good. For a survivor, it's not so much for him. They're really good for him too, but
I mean, it's nice when I get an Insta grab, but
I mean, beyond that, it's just like collision sucks.
Preaching to the choir, believe me.
His cooldowns are kind of long. Like I said, if you hit an axe, it takes 10 seconds to be able to recall it. So he's on certain maps, he's just Huntress with a 10-second cooldown in between each hatchet, which that's not very good. On most maps, he is better than Huntress because he can like throw over tiles with his axe and stuff compared to hatchets. But if it's a bad map, like if it's a Macmillan map with like super high walls that you can't really arc over very easily, you got to land like a risky orbital. He is basically just budget Huntress with a long cooldown between each hatchet. It's not great.
And would you say maps kind of contribute to like your frustrations with the character a lot? Like, do you have a favorite and a least favorite map?
Oh yeah, he's a very map dependent killer. Yeah, if you get something like, I mean, my least favorite maps are Nostromo and Toba, but I hate those regardless of killer. I do think they're really bad for him. Actually, Toba especially, because Toba's collision is terrible, and every single loop has like, I mean, there's giant trees across the entire map which just block orbitals completely. It's very frustrating, and also his door spawns are super weird on that map, like really strange. Indoor maps are probably his worst, honestly. Like same with Huntress, because you just ranged attack on an indoor map doesn't mesh well together. But he does have stealth to offset it. The problem is he's very loud, so his stealth is kind of like not amazing. But it is something, I guess. I would say I gotta think about this. I don't know the maps.
Map tier list video coming soon, trust.
Hold on, let me look at them. Okay, currently, I mean, I would say the worst map for him is probably Disturbed Ward or Father Campbell's Chapel, but that's just because of the palette density update. Those maps are horrible right now. I like the Coldwind Realm in general. I think that's a good set of maps for him. I love Dead Dog. That's a great map. Dead Dog is a great map for him. And then like worst overall, regardless of time, like maybe the palette density update gets rolled back and the Crotus Realm isn't so bad. I would say, honestly, I don't know. That's tough.
Don't even have a favorite.
No, least favorite.
Oh.
Is what I was saying.
Besides Toba.
Yeah.
You can just go with Toba.
I'm gonna say Mother's Dwelling.
Really?
It's probably his worst map.
It's because of the trees, huh?
Yeah, big map, trees are... Haddonfield, and Haddonfield is so bad, actually. Haddonfield is horrible. The trees on Haddonfield are so bad. And his door spawns are horrendous. Haddonfield is, like, actually not a great map for him. It's a good map for a killer in general, so it's not, like, terrible, but I hate the Haddonfield trees. I despise them. Yeah, Mother's Dwelling for sure. It's pretty bad. Honestly, the Macmillan Realm in general is pretty bad. A lot of bad collision with the trees and stuff. High wall loops. Groaning Storehouse, that's his worst map. Easy. Actually, I can't believe I didn't think of that. Groaning Storehouse is so bad. It's so terrible. You can't play around the main building at all. It's essentially an infinite against you. His doors are okay. Like the door RNG is not amazing. All the loops are super tall, like Macmillan walls are super high. You can't orbital over them like super consistently. The map is pretty big. It's got a ton of palettes, especially after the density update. But even before then, yeah, Groaning Storehouse is terrible.
And with the density update being like kind of a big thing that we keep talking about as far as updates go, not to Springtrap specifically, because he's like a brand new killer at this point. How would you feel that updates in general, like to the game as a whole, have really affected Springtrap as a character, and just like new perks, new maps, new changes, etc.? Like, how has Springtrap really kept up with the game changing as a whole?
Well, there hasn't been a lot of changes since he was released. Kind of the same game. The big thing is the palette density update, which does really hurt him. He doesn't have the best anti-loop. He doesn't have amazing zoning. He's really susceptible to holding W and, pre-drop and everything. It's really rough on him. But in general, his strengths aren't really... Like, he's not amazing at tunneling, right? Like, he's good at camping. He's not amazing at tunneling or slugging. He's terrible at slugging. So, like, if the anti-tunnel and anti-slug update comes out, he won't really be that affected, realistically. Because he's already bad at both.
He's already not doing that, so
he doesn't care. Yeah. It's not like Wesker, where Wesker, his biggest strength was tunneling. Like, he was so good at it. He could just hinder you and just get you out of the game immediately. And then that got nerfed. He's much worse because of that. And then he'll be even worse after the anti-tunnel update. Springtrap doesn't care.
Don't care.
And kind of the same with Kresu, actually. You know how she had people infected off hook?
Yeah.
That got removed. That's a big nerf. Anti-tunnel changes. That's going to be a big nerf. Yeah.
I mean, not to speak ill of the new, but I think she needed a couple of nerfs.
yeah, she needed it, but,
Don't worry. We'll get to that episode in like 3 months or something when someone actually made the character. Oh my god.
Just redo the Ghoul episode. Just like have it be Kresu. She's just Ghoul too, Just put the Benorki interview.
Oh yeah.
With the Kresu thumbnail.
It's like a mask just like taped on to the Ghoul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kresu with a Ghoul mask, your mind actually.
She is like basically to the Ghoul what
the Ghoul was to Wesker.
I mean, no, because Ghoul is like better Wesker. She's like budget Kaneki,
Okay.
So she's like, I don't know, like Xenomorph is to Nemesis, I guess. Something like that.
Okay. Oh, now that you've made it a Nemesis analogy, I understand.
Yeah.
But with comparisons of killers, Xenomorph to Nemesis, Wesker to Ghoul, would you say that Springtrap has any real, like, transferable skills with him? Like, say if you play Springtrap for 100 hours, is there any other killer you could specifically go on and be like, okay, I get how this works now? Like, we briefly brought up Huntress, but do you think there's any other ones that are kind of more of a, like, surprising pick rather than just like, haha, I can throw the axe, I know how to play Huntress, haha? Do you think there's any interesting transferable skills with Springtrap?
Honestly, if you're talking like weird picks, kind of Pinhead, maybe.
Okay.
He's got like a weird projectile. Kind of. I don't think it's... Xenomorph is one. Xenomorph has like the arcing projectile in a similar way. It's way shorter range. She has the tunnels, which are similar to the doors. Like, Xenomorph is kind of a mini Springtrap.
So if the Xenomorph is a mini Springtrap, that means that the Nemesis is a big Springtrap.
That's true.
They are the exact same killer. I see it now that it's a Nemesis analogy.
Yes, short range zoning. Yes. The wind-up speeds get shorter every time.
Bald.
As you go from Springtrap to Xeno to Nemi. They are both bald. I mean, Blight Trap is so bald you can see his brain.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he doesn't even have skin. Other than that, Unknown, I think, is the most similar. I think Xenomorph and Unknown are the most similar. I do think they're more similar than Huntress, just because of the way they play around loops. Like, Huntress is just zoning with her hatchet. You can't arc over stuff. You can't hit through walls or doing anything weird. Xenomorph and Unknown and Springtrap can arc their projectiles over things. They have a bit more anti-loop. All three of them have pseudo mobility, pseudo teleport stuff. It's like mobility, but nerfed in a way to be not as good as someone like, I don't know, Singularity, Kaneki, Blight. Because Unknowns can be removed. Springtraps is slow. Xenomorphs is slow.
Makes sense, yeah.
I'd say those three are very similar.
Okay. So before we were just talking about these few killers, like, we briefly brought up the skin, the Blighted Springtrap, which came out, like, what, a few days ago at this point? So how do you really feel about the cosmetic options for Springtrap? Like, do you feel like he has enough? Do you feel like there's not enough? And do you feel like there would be a specific thing you would want as a skin for Springtrap? And what is your current favorite cosmetic?
Okay, coming from Wesker, Springtrap's got plenty of options. Okay, Wesker, I mean, he's got more than Nemesis, but he doesn't have a lot.
Okay, man.
You know? Sorry,
okay, man.
I had to do it. He's got 3 outfits to Nemesis's 2, so...
He's so mean to me.
I do think he's got plenty of options right now. He honestly might get more, but what he has now is really nice. I mean, I love all of them. They're so good. The thing is, like, he doesn't have a lot. Like, he doesn't have a ton, right? He's got 5 outfits, but they're all really good. They're all really good, and I love them. I can't even pick a favorite. People ask me that all the time. Like, what is your favorite Springtrap skin? I can't pick. I love them all.
There's not like a little Timmy that you secretly tell is your favorite. It's just, there is none.
I mean, dude, every time I think, like, I don't know, I love Glitch Trap. Glitch Trap's my favorite Springtrap variation, but is it my favorite skin? I also love the Matthew Lillard skin, you know? It's so funny.
White man jump scare.
But then, like, Clown Trap is also really funny, and I do like Clown. I don't know, Lean Trap is pretty clean. A Toxic Springtrap, that is. It does look pretty cool. And then Blighted Springtrap is awesome. Like, it's sick. It's also kind of funny because, like, in first person, there's an eyeball on the knife and you see it wobble around. That's really funny. That's really good. Like, it just wobbles with every step you take. It's so goofy. I would say my favorite is probably just Glitch Trap, though. Like, if I had to pick, I mean, no, but like Matthew Lillard, dude.
Dude, you're gonna get shot in this gun to your head question. Like, come on. They're gonna shoot you.
Dude, I can't pick between those two. They're so good. Maybe Matthew Lillard. Maybe he takes it.
Okay.
Because he's just funny. I love him.
And you think that kind of leads into the whole thing with, like, Springtrap being, well, obviously, he's from Five Nights at Freddy's, an extremely popular franchise. Do you think that the reason you have favorite skins or even any of that is because you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's? Like, are you a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's? And
oh, I am. Yeah. I've played all of them.
So would you say that you're, like, kind of up to date on the Springtrap lore, and do you appreciate him as a character or just like a vessel to throw an axe at people? And in general, like, do you think he is a good adaptation from his games to Dead by Daylight?
Okay, I do like him in the games. I think he's really cool. Glitch Trap is my favorite from the games because, like, seeing him in VR is just awesome. He's so cool. He's very spooky in the game he's from.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of adaptation, I don't think he's. I mean, he never used the fire axe in the games, okay? That's like a fan canon thing. That's like a fanon thing. Okay, but seeing as the man himself, Scott Cawthon, oversaw the entire thing, and he was supposedly very strict about what his power would be, what, creative liberties they had, I'd say this is as accurate as he wanted, so that's as accurate as we could get and as we could hope for, I suppose. Plus, he's pretty fun, so, like, I would be sad if he didn't have the axe now that we have it, because it's very fun. Even if it's not, like, I don't know, it's, like, kind of similar to Nemesis,
Yeah. Dude, if I hear the rocket launcher question a single more time, I'm gonna get a real rocket launcher and go to their house.
Yeah, right? Like, it's not completely accurate, but it's fun and is accurate enough. And visually, aesthetically, it's sick. Also, the camera system is a cool integration of some FNAF mechanics. I wish it was done a little bit differently, but it's cool. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, and actually, Springtrap, I know you know, but like if you, the viewer, did not know this, Springtrap's release and the subsequent anniversary event during that summer was actually Dead by Daylight's biggest chapter to date, and we literally hit our highest player count since the Nemesis came out. Curious, but that brought a lot of like new fans into Dead by Daylight, I would say. And in general, what do you feel like the average community interaction is like as a Springtrap main? Like, do you run into a lot of fans of Springtrap, or is it more of like a negative sentiment, like, oh my god, another Springtrap, I hate this guy? Like, what's a general interaction for you like?
I mean, I think people like him. I think he's like pretty well liked. People usually love to see him because he's cool. And the doors are fun to use as Survivor. Like, they're really fun. I love seeing a Springtrap because I just love bullying him with the doors. I love going into the doors and traveling across the map. I just think that's fun. I love stalking him through the doors. That's pretty fun. I don't usually get like a lot of salt, like, oh my god, another fucking Springtrap, dude. Like on Wesker release.
Oh, I know that there were like hundreds of Wesklings, let me tell you.
There's a lot of that, okay? But Springtrap, I never really saw the same thing.
So just kind of an overall positive experience. So when you play against Springtrap, do you feel all of your experience as a Springtrap player kind of makes it easier to play against him? Like, do you think you enjoy playing against Springtrap more because you main him, or is it just like you enjoy both sides of it regardless?
I would definitely say there's an effect. For sure. I definitely like him a bit more because I play him, but I think I would have liked him regardless. It's not like, again, I'm going to compare him to Wesker all the time. You
played a lot of Wesker, so I think that's fair.
Wesker, I love going against Wesker because I know everything that he can do. So I'm like 5 steps ahead of whoever's playing him. That's very egotistical.
Have you ever been surprised by a Wesker?
Not really, no. I think that is kind of a downside, honestly, because like I just know his power is very basic. Really, it's just 2 straight line dashes. So like if I get to a tile, I know he's gonna either do this or he's gonna do that. Those are the only 2 options. I can, answer either of them. But if I see a Wesker like set up for a hug tech, I know he's doing it. I can see he's doing it. It's not gonna surprise me. And I think Springtrap is very different with that because sometimes he actually just comes out of nowhere.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes it's just there. It's just you are suddenly hit. And he's also got the stealth aspect. You really got to be on your toes against Springtrap, which I think is very fun. It's similar to Unknown, who I also love going against. It's very fun to dodge the axe.
Like, maybe not from a meta sense of things, but it is very much like killers like that. They do actually make the game feel like a horror game when they just suddenly appear and they're fucking tickling your shoulder.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's really fun as killers too. Just like hitting somebody with an axe, with an orbital from nowhere.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I teleport through the door, across the map. I did that the other day. It was so fun. I like hit an access panel shot across the map. And then I walked over to where she was running to. And I grabbed this survivor, actually jump scared her. It was very fun.
It's so much fun when you could like tell that you made someone piss themselves.
Oh yeah, it's so fun.
Oh my god. And that being like kind of the fun part about playing at Springtrap, like the jump scares, the expecting hits, etc., but maybe not for you specifically, but for the average survivor, what do you think is really frustrating about playing against Springtrap?
The doors and the mobility he gets. Like, the number one complaint I've seen is just, why are the doors so close to gens? Like, they're right on top of a gen. It feels like he can interrupt you whenever he feels like it,
Mm-hmm.
But to that, I would say doors being on top of gens is the best case scenario for a survivor. Because if you could see the access panel, you can see it blinking when somebody's traveling through it, which means he's coming. You get to pre-run. You don't want doors like close to a gen, but around a corner. You want them right on top of the gen. And I hope the devs don't like listen to people and make them a bit further away from gens. I mean, on one hand, I kind of do, because that would be a huge buff to Springtrap, but also that would make him a lot more annoying to verse if he actually had real tangible stealth.
And if that's something you don't want to change about the killer, like let's say that you had like complete executive control, you're in the boardroom, you got the little wah there, and you're ordering Matthew Cote to change the Springtrap. Scott Cawthon can be there too. You're in charge of him too in this imaginary situation. Mm-hmm. What would you change about the character, like in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, so they all answer to me as my father is John behavior.
And John Five Nights.
And John FNAF. Yes. I mean, I would want him to have more range, first of all. I think pre-running is so strong against him. He feels so bad. Like seeing a survivor and they're just slightly out of range. His range is so short. And seeing a survivor just slightly out of your range and you just have to hold W for like 20 seconds. Like that is a lot of time in DBD, by the way. I should have exaggerated, but like maybe like 2 minutes there. It's so bad. I would love if he had a bit more range. And in exchange, just make him a bit slower while holding the axe. Like, make him not so unreasonably fast. Because that's one of the most annoying parts about playing against him, which I probably should have mentioned in the last question. But, you know, holding W, I mean, him holding M2, just holding the axe forever, holding Harry, that's very frustrating. And I think if you gave him more range, made him slower, that would kind of address both sides.
And you mean holding it up specifically, not just like he has the axe on him, right?
Yeah, specifically holding it, because he's so fast while holding it, right? Like, he can just essentially catch up to you, because you have to keep juking, right? You got to keep juking left and right if he's holding the axe out. So he can just catch up to you.
You're slithering and he's walking in a straight line.
Yeah, it's very annoying. So annoying getting zoned against him. I would love if they toned that down, again, in exchange for more range, so that hopefully both sides are satisfied. And then beyond that, I know a lot of people have complaints about doors on either side. Mm-hmm. Like, the doors are too slow for Springtrap. You know, they're too hard to react to for Survivor. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would personally change anything about them. I think they're okay.
It's just kind of a deal with it on both sides, because otherwise it's going to get worse for both sides.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, if you make them faster but more reactable, that just feels kind of bad on both sides, really. But, like, you could cut down on the time it takes for a Springtrap to travel through the office. Like, you could make it 2 seconds instead of 3. But then, like, the doors make a loud sound when he's doing it. Yeah, I don't know.
Just like a couple ideas, but there's not like something burning. Because like in general, he feels pretty well designed and pretty fair.
Yeah, he feels pretty good.
I think Springtrap coming out and being like a high C, low B tier killer like was probably the best case scenario for the character as like likability goes, as playing him goes, as playing against him goes. I think he's in a fine spot right now.
Yeah, again, I mean, the biggest thing is just holding W feels terrible, and him holding M2 as Survivor feels terrible. So if you could
just tweak it a little bit.
I mean, 2 minor tweaks could address both of those issues. Mm-hmm. And then we could leave the doors for a later date. Maybe they could use some adjusting, you know, especially if survivors start using them more. But right now, I think they're fine. I would love if he got add-on changes. I don't know if that's included in the question.
Yeah, sure.
As much as a lot of his add-ons are very fun, I think a lot of them are also really not. I think, unfortunately, he's got like, it's very, very high highs, very low lows. Like, Iridescent Remnant is one of the worst Iris in the game, easily. It's so bad, it is actively detrimental. Rotten Pizza is one of the most nonsense add-ons ever to be invented. I don't know why it exists. Office Phone, like I said, it's very strange, very useless. Chica's Bib gives you 5 seconds of exhausted if you're in the Axis area of effect. Do you think that's a good add-on?
You get rewarded for missing. Congrats.
Yeah.
Just hit them, bro.
It's so weird because if you try to purposefully use Chica's Bib, you have to miss it in order to exhaust him. But then you put your axe on cooldown and it's only 5 seconds of exhaustion. But then if you like accidentally miss and exhaust them, then it feels kind of stupid because you get rewarded anyways. I don't know. There's a lot of weird ones. I would love if a lot of them were changed. A lot of them are super interesting, like Office Phone, but it could be so much better if it just had a small tweak. Like if Office Phone's effects lingered for a certain amount of like 20 seconds, say, then it would be genuinely really solid, really interesting. And then Eerie Remnant's got to be entirely reworked. That add-on's terrible. If you don't know what it does, it blocks all pallets within 32 meters of a door that you travel to for 12 seconds. But the problem is, it starts the block as soon as you enter the first door, not when you exit the door you're traveling to. When you enter the door and you're moving through the office, which takes 3 seconds, and then you come out the door, which takes it's a second animation. So even though pallets are blocked for 12 seconds, you are only on the map for 8 of those seconds, and the pallets being blocked instantly tells the survivors that you're traveling through a door because they can see and hear it. So they can just hold W, and it takes way more than 8 seconds to catch up. It does nothing. It does absolutely nothing unless the survivors don't have eyes. It is actively detrimental. It's just a warning for survivors. It's so bad that it pisses me off, actually.
So we'll change that one when we get John Behavior and John FNAF under your control.
I mean, the worst part about it is, like, if it was a good add-on, it would be incredibly boring because it's just free blood favor. But because it's bad, it's both boring and bad, so it pisses me off. Get out of here. Also, Fazcoin, that's the one where you throw your axe and your axe has a tear radius. The tear radius doesn't apply tear radius perks. Like Chorophobia, Unnerving Presence, it doesn't apply those. I wish that it did. Also, from PTB to Live, it got nerfed. It used to just copy your tear radius exactly, but now it has a tear radius of 24 meters. I don't know why they did that. I don't think that deserved a nerf. I don't think Fazcoin is a good add-on. It's just a fun, like, jump scare add-on. I don't know. But yeah, I would love Rotten Pizza to get reworked. I would love streamers to be like, I mean, maybe just make streamers base kit and rework that. Security guard's badge is one of those stats. It's 25% extra undetectable. It was so pointless. Office phone, make the effects linger. Like, there's so many add-ons that could just use slight tweaks. Beyond that, his base kit is well designed, but one thing I forgot to mention, I do wish his cooldowns were shorter. Because again, I've said it a couple of times now. If you hit a survivor with an axe, it's a 10-second cooldown before you're allowed to recall it. But if you miss, it's a 7-second cooldown before you're allowed to recall it, which I don't think makes sense at all. I don't know why you're rewarded for missing. It is always better to, like, zone into an M1 so you still have your axe, which I don't agree with. I think both cooldowns should be about 6 seconds. Like, I think it should be 6 seconds whether you hit or you miss, and then you get to recall it. Like Restaurant Menu, which is an add-on that reduces that time if you miss. Mm-hmm. It should be partially base kit, I believe. Other than that, his base kit's pretty great.
I would also love some add-on changes, please. That would be cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got tons of ideas for Nemi add-ons.
I'll make another video about add-ons. I'll be like, here's another one. Here's another one. But with most of his add-ons being pretty ass, and, you know, some being decent but just for fun, and not really having too much in, like, the strength area.
I mean, he does have some really good add-ons. Like, he's got Endo CPU and Foxy's.
And with some of his other add-ons, like Endo CPU and Foxy's that I totally know off the top of my head, being stronger and allowing him to win more, how do you really feel about win streaks on Springtrap? Do you personally enjoy doing them? And if so, like, how have they gone? What do you enjoy about them? And in general, what does he have that other killers do not that could make a win streak possibly easier than playing, like, Trapper with no traps?
Okay, I don't personally enjoy win streaking. I tend to get very bored because, again, I go for, like, silly lineups and stuff more than anything. That's what I find fun. Mm-hmm. It was the same with Wesker. I go for, like, techs, because Wesker's techs aren't good. Just like Springtrap's orbitals are very not good. Very not good at all. Extremely bad, as a matter of fact. So if you go for those in a win streak, you're throwing, which I don't love because I like going for those, you know? Mm-hmm. I do think he could, in public matches, I think he is pretty good. You could probably get a very high win streak on him just because the doors alone are so strong. And he does have really, really good add-ons. Like Endo CPU and Foxy's, if you just use those two add-ons every game, a lot of survivors won't know. I mean, they can't deal with it. Because it's just 7% extra haste with Foxy's and 40% extra break speed with Endo CPU. That's really good. Or you could use an add-on like Access Panel and just try to 3-gen with the doors, which is also really good. Like, controlling gens, he's very good at. Camping, he's very good at. So proxying, of course, he is very good at. So if you have a hook and a 3-gen, which is like the win con for a ton of killers, that's the win con for him too. So you could probably do very well, I would say. Especially since a lot of survivors in public matches do get surprised by his stealth. Even if more experienced survivors might not, it is very good against most players. It does throw them off.
So he has potential, but he's not really, like, going to be the best at it because a lot of his stuff is just kind of, it's like okay until you, again, like a lot of other killers, run into a really, really good team.
Yeah, once you face a good team, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Like, he doesn't stand a chance. I will say, though, one thing you could do, if you use a loot bag with greasy paper plate and just a full endgame build, you could probably just go on a win streak forever. Because even against good players, they might be thrown off. Like, you might just get lucky and get insane loot bag Blood Warden value, even if they're good. Because they might just not expect it. They think you're just going to run normal stuff, right? Which they're more prepared to deal with. So you could do that. And it is a fun build, so I would recommend it. Blood Warden loot bag is awesome.
I love having fun. I love having fun.
Yes.
And taking it back a little bit, kind of related to this, but things that can really make you lose that are out of your control. Like sometimes it's really good survivors, sometimes it's perks, sometimes it's just like bad terrain collision. And I know that he had a couple of these before they got fixed, which is one of the changes that was good for Springtrap. But does Springtrap currently have any bugs that maybe aren't as known or are as known? And are they super like character changing? And are they super like impactful to his gameplay? Because on release, if you didn't know, viewer, I know you, Alran, would know this. If you didn't know, Springtrap would come out of the door and literally be invisible on release.
It was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny, but also like
very stupid.
It scared the shit out of me. And they did fix that, but like, so that's not a right now thing, but are there any bugs?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a ton of minor visual bugs, but one big thing, I don't know if people know about, the Help Wanted add-on. This is supposed to be like the beginner add-on. When winding up an axe throw, you see a preview of its trajectory. It is just wrong. Like, it's just wrong all of the time. All of the time. I hate this add-on, actually, because it just lies to you. It's supposed to tell you, you know, whether your axe will hit this or that, or like how far it'll go. It just lies. It just lies. Like, if you aim your axe through an opening that you can throw through, Help Wanted ad will tell you that you can't. It'll be like, hey, your axe is too big, it's going to bump. It's going to like land on the wall. But there's a hole in the wall that you can throw through. Help Wanted ad just doesn't realize that. Or vice versa. It'll tell like it'll go through this tiny hole in the wall when it doesn't. Your axe is too big. So that add-on, it is not super reliable, which sucks because it's meant for new players, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just teaching misinformation to new players, that kind of sucks. Beyond that, he doesn't have one. Okay. It is so annoying when you try to grab somebody with the axe, because it's the same as like old Myers Tombstone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the M1 to grab prompt, you click it, and the game forces you to stand still because it starts the animation, but then it just cancels it. You just get validated. That's so infuriating. It happens all the time. All the time. Especially when you like really need that down. I have another clip of this. It happened, this Adam, oh my God. He got to a pallet because I click the button to grab him because it takes away your lunge, of course. If you click in range, you can't lunge. That's another thing. It forces you to go into the grab, but then if it cancels the grab, you just get screwed because you can't lunge. Infuriating. I hate it so much. Beyond that, there's only like one minor thing. He does have like this unknown type situation, which is really weird. If you don't know unknown, if you shoot his UVX, that's his projectile, at certain objects, it'll split. And it'll be in 3 different places. Like the survivor will see the orb go in a different direction than the killer, and the killer and survivor will see it go in a different direction than the server itself. So nobody knows where the orb actually is.
Why?
And Springtrap kind of has that. If you throw through like certain holes and walls, certain like very small spots, it will split and like it'll hit the wall, but then it won't. It'll like go through the hole. Very weird.
That is very weird. Wow. Okay. Does that have any gameplay connotations, or is it just like you see the axe stuck in the wall when it injures them?
Well, you basically, you hear the sound effect of the axe hitting the wall and you're like, oh damn, I missed. But then it goes through the like hole in the wall and it hits whatever's there. Unlike Unknown, it doesn't really affect gameplay. It's just mostly a visual thing. Unknown can be more impactful because you're trying to like bounce the UVX off of something. So if you don't know where it bounced to, that's obviously way more of an issue than like whether or not the axe actually did go through a hole in the wall. Because like it still goes to the same 2 spots. Like there's only 2 options. UVX is way more random.
I mean, yeah, makes sense. It actually bounces, so it's going to naturally just have 2 times as many places that the axe could go. And with the axe going somewhere, and with the Help Wanted add-on that we just were talking about, how it was being bugged and how a new player might be using that and not getting the information that they want. What is some general information you would give to a new player, saying someone like they just downloaded Dead by Daylight because they're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, they buy Springtrap for $5 or whatever? What's some like very first time Dead by Daylight advice you would give to them Okay, some second time Dead by Daylight advice, like about Springtrap specifically, not just like, you have to go kick the generator. How would you help a new player? What would you teach them?
Run. That's what I'd say. I mean, the number one thing you want to do is run restaurant menu always. It's the best add-on ever. Run restaurant menu. It lets you use your axe. And also just use your axe. Like, the only way to get better at something is to do it more. Just use your axe off cooldown. Just try to hit survivors. You can go for crazy shots, or you can just hold it until they run into you. One big thing, if you're trying to hit a survivor who's like right in front of you, they're very close. Don't aim with like your mouse or the right stick on controller. Aim with your movement. Just keep your camera locked in one spot and then move with the survivor and then just let go. That's way more consistent.
Okay, okay.
Like, as long as you just wait until the survivor moves into your crosshair, you don't have to aim. You can be lazy and it's way easy to react to. Way more consistent. Let me think. In terms of like beginner builds, I know Oddsdarva's got like a ton of those, right? Probably.
Yep.
Can look him up. He's amazing.
He is.
That's the GOAT.
That is the GOAT. He's actually the reason I started playing Dead by Daylight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you had your John Wolf thing, and my first video, I was kind of watching Otz's stuff. Hitless Dark Souls 2, obviously. And I can't find the video now, so fake fan, I know, but he had a video on like why you should stream Dead by Daylight, and I was like, okay, you know what? I was already kind of thinking of becoming a streamer, and that's why I started.
I think I saw that video. In terms of builds, if you're new to the game, something I would recommend is trying to level up Nurse. Like Prestige Nurse.
Not to play her. Not to play her.
Not to play her, but to get her perks for Springtrap. Because Nurse's Calling on Springtrap is so good. That is so good. If you don't know, they buffed Nurse's Calling. You see anybody healing within a 32 meter range of you. Springtrap's terror radius is 24 meters. So you get to just sneak up on them and kill them. It's great. Fantastic. After that, honestly, a lot of people maybe recommend, like, if you only have the default killers, like Trapper's a great pick. But with Springtrap, you do have the add-on Endo CPU. So even though Brutal Strength is a great perk, you kind of have an add-on that does the same thing. So you don't necessarily need to get his perks. Springtrap, like, he kind of has a lot of freedom in what to build, because he has Foxy's Hook and Endo CPU, which both can just effectively take up what a perk slot would ideally do, like Brutal Strength or maybe Batteries Included or something of that sort, or Unbound, a very, very good perk. So he's got a lot of options. You can really level up anybody and just use what perks you find interesting. One thing I may recommend is, let me think. Oh yeah, Artist. One thing I might recommend is getting Artist, because her 3 perks are probably the best 3 like adept perks in the game. They're insane. All of them, especially, I mean, they're just insane. They're so good.
They're really good, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all 3 of them too. Like, her perks are crazy good. Beyond that, though, like, I mean, Springtrap's great to get into because you only need like 2 other killers' perks, you know?
And some of them are free. And while we're talking about perks, are there any perks that you especially enjoy running rather than just like the new player advice section? And do you think there is a perk in the game that Springtrap specifically runs better than literally every other killer? Like, is there a Springtrap TM perk?
Yes, there is. Absolutely. That is Whispers. 100%. Whispers is my favorite perk on him. Whispers is fucking goated.
And it's free.
Whispers is amazing if you know how to use it, but the problem is I wouldn't recommend it to new players because it's very hard to use. Whispers just, as a perk, all it does is light on if there's a survivor within 32 meters of you. But the thing with Springtrap is it works when traveling through the doors. So since you can cover the entire map, if you know how to use Whispers, you can triangulate a survivor's exact position in seconds just by going between like 2 doors. It's amazing, but it's very, very hard to use, and I would not recommend it to new players. For new players, I'd recommend like Nowhere to Hide or something. That's way easier info. I mean, I also love Nowhere to Hide. That's why I'm bringing it up. Nowhere to Hide is awesome. Everybody should use that perk. Amazing. It's peak.
I'm actually running that in my build right now because of you.
Yeah, as you should.
In one of my builds that I'm trying, that's a perk in it. Absolutely.
Oh, another perk, dude. The Hangman's Trick with Jagged Compass. That is such a fun combo. I love that on every killer, really. I've been using that lately. Like just Agitation, Hangman's Trick, Jagged Compass, and whatever I want.
Oh, yeah. We've kind of been talking about text the entire time, like, you know, orbitals, throwing over things, going through holes, etc. And I don't really feel like Springtrap is a character that has a lot of specific, like, game-breaking techs, I would say. Like, just more knowledge check stuffs, getting lucky. Like, nothing like a Blight or a Wesker hug tech, right?
Yeah, nothing like that. Like, he doesn't have anything unintended like that. He's just got, you know, orbitals, which are intended. He's got arcing over objects, and you got, like, lineups for either of them. And then you also have access panel setups, where you can use access panel to hit survivors through a door. But all that's intended fully.
There's nothing, like, crazy. Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing super crazy. Just mechanics. Just a solid solid set of base mechanics.
And with base mechanics and base survivors and people just in general playing the other role, survivor, of course, I'm not saying that necessarily everyone is going to need it or want it or even like have to use it, but if I was a survivor, right? And I really dislike playing against Springtrap, and I was looking for like perks that are really good against Springtrap. Is there anything specifically that counters the animatronic on the survivor role, perk-wise?
I mean, one thing you can do, I talked about it earlier, DS is very good against him. If he ever tries to tunnel you, just travel through a door, and he either eats the DS or you go across the map to wherever you want. Besides DS, Urban Evasion is not an amazing perk, but it is good against him because you get to crouch the axe. I was going to say hatchet, but I would be shot. Fixated is amazing as well for like a similar reason. You get to walk during loops. I mean, Fixated is just good ass perk in general. Another thing, I would recommend Botany Knowledge. Being healthy against Springtrap is fantastic because he does have that stealth, right? And Botany Knowledge is the best healing perk in the game. If you think otherwise, you're wrong. It's better than We'll Make It. We'll Make It is a 2-second faster heal, but it only activates if you unhook somebody, where Botany Knowledge is active all the time. Mini rant for Naya's sake.
You could run both if you want to.
I mean, you could if you wanted to waste a perk slot.
I do.
God. No, it's not that. I mean, We'll Make It isn't like bad. It's not a bad perk or anything. It's good, but it's not as good as Botany Knowledge. That's amazing. Other than that, I mean, just the normal stuff you would run against any killer. Sprint Burst is one I should mention. If you're like really annoyed by his doors, Sprint Burst is amazing because the second you see him, just hold Shift and W.
Goodbye.
Just run away. He can't do anything about it. The Sprint Burst is miserable to go against, so run that.
All right.
Yes.
Coolio. Let me just make some notes about that and put it in my build for the next time I run into you. I mean, no other reason.
What the fuck?
Okay, now my last question, specifically about Springtrap, I would say, because we can't really say, how have updates treated you? Because there aren't any. He hasn't really been changed.
He hasn't gotten any changes.
Because he came out like the last killer before Crossu. So, you told us what brought you to Dead by Daylight. You told us what the initial appeal of Springtrap was, but when you started playing him, about how long did it take you before you really felt like you got the killer? Like, obviously, there's a skill ceiling, but you can just throw your axe over that with an orbital. So,
true.
How long did it really take you before you felt like you had, for lack of a better term, mastered Springtrap?
This might be surprising, but on the PTB, I hated him. I thought he was miserable. Because all I was doing was going for orbitals and being mad when they didn't work, which is silly, because obviously I'm not going to hit them immediately. But I was very annoyed because I would see somebody hit a clip and be like, oh, God damn it, why can't I do that? But that's just like a natural process of learning something, as I said before. You can't be good at everything you start out. It takes a bit. And for Springtrap specifically, I don't think you should focus on orbitals at all. I don't think you should do that because you're just going to learn the axe's trajectory over time anyways, right?
Right.
Like you're going to be throwing it 100 times a day, you know, if you're playing a lot.
If you're playing a lot.
So I'd say like it took me a decent bit for sure. I mean, I'm not entirely there. My orbitals aren't super consistent. They're not amazingly consistent. I don't think they ever could be because it's such a difficult thing. But it did take me a long time. I mean, I don't know when I released my first Springtrap video, but it probably a week or two after release. Something like that, and I was playing him on the PTB and playing him on release, so I had a lot of time to get good, I guess. I don't know.
Just a lot of practice, though. Did you have a moment specifically when you're like, okay, I get it now?
No. I mean, there's like plenty of mini moments where I'm like, oh, I just knew that axe would hit. Like sometimes I'll just throw an axe and then turn to go chase a survivor right next to me because I know my axe is gonna hit, right? Like if I'm chasing an injured survivor, I chuck it. I know they're going down, so I can continue to do whatever I was about to do. There are many moments like that where I realize like I've developed a bit of confidence, but there's not one big moment where I just hit an orbital. I'm like, yeah, I just knew that would hit guaranteed because I hit everything because I'm the fucking GOAT.
That's what we like to hear, yup.
Yeah, there's not been a moment like that, is what I mean.
Okay.
Although sometimes there are orbitals where I'm like, yeah, that's gonna hit. I know it.
Sometimes I do feel like that guy, absolutely.
Yeah. Not always, though. You stay humble.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Stay humble. And speaking of staying humble, BHVR, the company that made this fucking segue is insane. BHVR, the company that made Dead by Daylight. They've had a pretty humbling year, I would say, going from their greatest ever chapter release in terms of numbers straight down to what some might say have been less than stellar. Like the Walking Dead patch, the Crossu patch, in general, just kind of a few that were not super great and were not received as such. But in general, we've had like some good stuff as well. You know, give them criticism where it's due, give them praise where it's due. With this most recent stream that we did a little bit ago with BHVR, they were talking about dev thoughts, what they're working on, and, you know, just in general, sharing with the community, communicating with the community their thoughts about things. And like why they're going forward with things, why they're doing the things they do. And it was just overall a very casual stream, and it felt like really nice to be a part of as a community member. So with all these things, and Dead by Daylight as a whole being a game that's something like 9.5 years old at this point, maybe 9 1/3 if you're being annoying, but like it's a pretty old game by game standards to still be receiving content, receiving updates, etc. How long do you think Dead by Daylight is going to last?
Forever, forever and ever and ever. It will never die. I mean, I don't know. There's no other game like it, and I don't expect there will be for some time. I think it will live longer than anybody expects, but not forever. It's not going to be like TF2 where like you can hop on maybe 30 years from now and still find a match, but it's going to be a while. I'd say like if I had to give a time, like an estimate, I think it's going to have at least 15 years. Like, that's the minimum. I could see it being longer depending on how it goes, but who knows?
I would be in my 40s playing Dead by Daylight, bro.
Yeah. I mean like 15 years total. I don't mean like 15 years from now.
No, 15 years from now, that's what's happening.
No, I mean like it's been 9 years. There's like, I could see another 6, maybe more, maybe not. But like another 6, that's like a give or take 2. That seems solid to me.
Okay. So a little conservative estimate there. A little fair estimate. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to last forever because it is a very outdated game. Maybe they're going to make it DBD 2 eventually. They won't.
I would love a DBD 2. I would love just an updated engine and things to actually run well and to get an add-on pass and to...
I mean, they kind of tried that with UE5, but it ended up being the opposite.
Yeah, but it's UE5, so like...
Yeah, that's true.
And of course, with it not lasting forever, for instance, a lot of people know you for, you know, Wesker, right? You were a big Wesker player for a long time. You were probably the Wesker player for a long time. And then, like, you dropped it as your main killer, right? And you came to Springtrap, and, you know, here you are on Stars of the Fog, Springtrap. But were there to be something like that for Springtrap that were to make you drop the character completely and just like even never pick them up again, or maybe it becomes another Wesker and you get a third like more prominent main, what would make you stop playing the animatronic for good?
If something more fun comes out, you know, I mean, I guess if they did something insane like making the axe hitbox way bigger so you couldn't throw through certain objects anymore, like it would get stuck on everything, or if they nerfed his range or did some insane shit, but they won't do that. So realistically, just if something more fun comes out, or if they give Wesker a third dash. If they give Wesker a third dash add-on, I might be back. I might be back for good. I'm not going to lie. But I think at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to one-trick anything anymore. I think that's the number one reason why I got fed up with Wesker. It's just he's all that I played. So every little thing that frustrated me just added up over and over and over and over, exponentially over time to make him so frustrating that I didn't want to see him anymore. I didn't want to... It sounds like I didn't want to play him anymore.
Breaking up with Wesker. I
did break up with him. He's just, I mean, that guy's a lunatic. He's fucking insane, dude. Billions, he said. I thought that's too far, bro. Yeah, I like playing a variety of killers. Even now, I don't one-trick Springtrap. I would say he's my main, but I play a lot of other killers. Like I play Houndmaster. I love Houndmaster. She's awesome. I play Unknown, of course. I play Wesker still. I play Billy. I play everybody now, which is great. I get to just enjoy DBD.
I'm glad that you enjoy DBD.
It's a good game.
I agree. I also like DBD. Have a good time. And well, that's kinda all that I've got here today, unless there's something else you want to talk about.
Let clown look up. Let clown look up behavior. All right. You gave it to Springtrap. You gave it to Unknown. Give it to clown. It's time for the clown orbitals.
Hell yeah.
Hashtag let clown look up. Please.
Hashtag let clown look up. Absolutely. But that's all I've got today. You know, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of the Stars of the Fog series. Although it's 20 episodes later than the original plan, but you made it. Welcome on.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much.
Of course, of course.
And now this little end segment is the time that I give you, my guest, just, the ability to talk about whatever you want. If you want to drop all your links where people can find you, where they can check out more Alran content, should they so wish. If you want to shout out someone, I don't care. Time is yours. Go for it.
No, shout out Bingus.
Shout out Bingus.
Shout out Robert, my goats. Yeah, they've been with me since the start. Yeah.
I think they're cat.
Yeah. You can find me on twitch.tv/Alran, YouTube, Alran, everywhere. Alran.
Who's this Al guy?
I don't know, but he's running a lot. People ask me that all the time, but
yeah, and to you, dear viewer, thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Go check out Alran on all these links here on your screen. They're also in the description below, of course. And
shout out Snug, my goat.
Still not a goat, it's a dog, but
he's been there since day one.
I don't think he has. I think he's been there since
day
chapter
one.
38.
Day one.
Chapter 38.
He's been there with me since the start. Started from the bottom. Now
I think he started very close to the top, actually.
It started 3 rows from the top. Now we're slightly closer.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all very much. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day, morning, noon, evening, night. Whatever it might be, go check out Alran, and I hope to see you in the next one, whenever it may be, wherever it may be, with whoever it might be. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye! Bye forever!
Goodbye forever until the not forever.
Goodbye forever!